Nigel Farage has just reinvented sulking as a political strategy. Yes, the leader of Reform UK has announced that going on strike from Prime Minister's questions because apparently being in Parliament and not getting called on is just too unfair for him. This is just pure playground politics, with Farage cast as the kid who storms off because nobody picked him for the football team. What's the matter, Nigel? Is it your ball and you're going home? Okay, so I was supposed to be taking a couple of days off after everything that's happened this week, but this just dropped and I just could not just pass this up. So here we are. At PMQs every week, the Prime Minister takes questions from MPs. And Farage, well, he's furious when he and Richard Tice pop up and down like meerkats on speed that the Speaker doesn't get to call him. His response is not to work within the system, not even to fight in his corner in the chamber. No, Nigel decided to sit it out in the public gallery instead.
Good to see you here because you're on strike. We had a debate on the channel about why. You explain to listeners and viewers why you're on strike.
I mean, this Parliament is the most unrepresentative of where politics in the country is today and the arguments are today in the history of Parliament. So I have to sit through PMQs every week. I've got Ed Davey having a go at the member for Clacton, the Prime Minister accusing me of God knows what, and very often 4 or 5 mentions. And it doesn't matter what we do. Richard Tice bobs up and down to try and speak. I've tried bobbing up and down. We don't get called. I get 4 or 5 questions a year. I'm not going to sit there and have criticism coming from the PM and everybody else and not have a chance to respond. I'm treated like I'm a spectator, so in future I'll view it from the spectator's gallery.
I'm on strike, he's told GB News, as if refusing to do the one job you were elected for is some kind of heroic stand. Sorry, Nigel, but boycotting Parliament doesn't sound like sticking it to the establishment. Just sounds like you've run out of toys to throw out of your pram. But here's the confusion of it. He's complaining he's being treated like a spectator, so his big solution is to literally become a spectator. The man is so desperate for attention that his protest is to sit in the cheap seats and sulk.
Period.
The chamber is the right place for you to be.
I'm not going to be a punch bag for the leaders of the other parties with no chance to respond. Period. I'm on strike from PMQs in the chamber.
Imagine paying a fortune and going through all the trouble of being elected to represent your constituents, only to choose to watch your colleagues from the balcony. Yeah, I bet your Clacton residents are really proud of you. Best part, he genuinely thinks this makes him look strong. I won't be a punching bag, he declares. Nigel, you're not a punching bag, you're just not relevant enough to get called on. And here's why. Farage only gets 3 or 4 questions a year because that's how Parliament works. The Greens, the DUP, they all get the same treatment. It's not personal, it's just procedure. But Farage confuses poll ratings with actual power. Sure, Reform might be polling, quite highly, but polls don't give you questions in Parliament. Seats do. And Reform barely has any. Parliament doesn't bend its rule just because GB News or the tabloids are in love with you. Popular on paper doesn't make you important in the chamber. So Farage can cry all he likes about being ignored, but the reality is simple. He is a minor player, and the Speaker treats him exactly the way every other minor player has been treated for decades. This is the same Farage who spent decades railing against Brussels because he couldn't get his way. Now he's trying the same routine in Westminster. Cry victim, claim it's all unfair, and run to GB News for a pat on the back. Meanwhile, real MPs are doing the actual work of Parliament, showing up, taking their chances, sometimes waiting months to get called, because that's how the system works. Farage, he'd rather pout on national TV about how mean Keir Starmer is. When really, do you think it's because he wants to avoid this question?
Bring the party into disrepute is quite something for a party whose Welsh leader accepts Russian bribes to spread Putin's propaganda.
Every week. And if you wanted to know why I was supposed to be taking a couple of days off, well, I explain it all in the video that's on screen now. Thanks for watching, don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time.